Conscience. Oh, Chanel.
You travel the world looking for love, but ain't nothing out there that you deserve. Tell me I'm crazy, but I know what you're worth, and you keep coming back, 'cause baby I am your girl. Can't nobody love you like me. Love you like me. Can't nobody love you like me. Love you like me. Can't nobody love you like me.
Baby girl.
Love you like me. Can't nobody love you like me.
Nobody.
Love you like me. Can't nobody love you like me. Can't nobody love you like me. You're running around, but I'm here, right here. I'll keep all your secrets and I'll wipe your tears. I see all the scars on your broken heart.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Into My GT Entertainment, and I am Joel. Nice to have y'all here on this rainy Saturday. I knew it was coming, so I kind of planned ahead of what I was going to do today. But today we're going to talk about the 2024 Mustang GT Premium that I purchased. And let me show you what she looks like here. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into the package that I got, the reason why I picked the color, and what my intentions are with this car. Alright everyone, so I got the 401A package premium with the track pack and, well, track pack performance pack for this vehicle. It has the magnet rod and the active exhaust. So it has pretty much everything that you could get in the list on this car. It is pretty well stout with all the options. Some things I didn't need, like the wheel locks and stuff, so they're sitting in a bag somewhere else. But anyway, I digress. Let me talk about the color, because I normally don't get yellow things, or any colored stuff. You know, I get the blues and stuff. That's usually what I'm stuck with. You know, Nightwing is blue, Electra is blue, and all of a sudden Banana Boy shows up. And no, that's not the name for it, but you know, you get what I'm going with. It was kind of funny because back in '95 my wife wanted a yellow car. It didn't work out. She ended up with the red one because we couldn't find the yellow one at that time. So with her decision, and of course you know Minion, my son Brandon, his car is yellow, so I got kind of bullied into it. So I was kind of apprehensive at first with it. But doing research on it, everybody was getting vapor blue. Everybody was getting white. Everybody was getting black. And so on and so on. Nobody was really hitting on the yellow for some reason. So I was like, okay, so why not? You know, we'll get something a little different than everybody else. And it turned out pretty well, I believe. Like I said, we got the Nightwing package, Night Pony package. And with that, it adds the black painted roof, so you don't have to wrap it. Black mirrors. The performance wheels will turn black versus the gunmetal gray that I guess usually comes with it. And then all the badging is black. This guy right here been bothering me the whole time. A little fly, trying to get a free ride. And then the black GT badging. And the wing gets black versus yellow. So it has little accents here and there that really make the car pop. I did get the windows tinted, as you can see. My boy Steve went ahead and hooked me up with that. It is all ceramic. It is 5% on the back three, 15 on the sides, and on the eyebrow, what I call the eyebrow, right here at the AS1 line, that is also a 5%. I wish it would have gone more down like this to connect to the middle, but it works. It serves its purpose. So let me get into the little nitty-gritties of them. All right, so we went ahead and put the GT Performance Pack on there, which consists of the it usually comes with the carbonized gray painted wheels, but as you can see, these are black because of the Night Pony package on it, which changes all the accents to black. It comes with a staggered set of wheels on it. They are 19 by 9s in the rear, the front is 19 by 9s and the rears are 19 by 9.5. They're wrapped in, these are wrapped in the P0s, the 255 40s in the front with 275 40s in the rear, which gives it a nice little look. But I am going to be adding spacers to it to bring it out, and this will be lowered at some point. I am going to get either the dual rate Magneron or the Sports from Steeda. So I haven't quite figured out which way I want to go with it quite yet, but whatever gives me the best performance and drop on it is where I'm going to go with it. And then also with that package, you get the Brembo brakes. As you can see, they got the rear calipers there, and you have your emergency / drift brake, you know, all the good stuff added to the rear. And then coming to the front, you got your 6-piston. Sorry for the noise, I'm rolling around in a chair. You got your 6-piston brakes up front, which takes up that whole entire wheel. And then, you know, you get your tow hook, and your springs are different. You got a different K-brace. You come with 373 rear end gears, and nice little go fast parts on here from the get-go. So like I said, that's why we went with that package, because I like to have stuff with performance also. A little side note that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the pony package, the night package, you get the blackened out bezels, which makes the whole car look tinted in the front. At night it looks incredible. As you can see, it's just darkened all the way around. It's definitely a nice little touch. You don't have to use the guys that usually tint their side markers or whatever. There's no need for all that. They've kind of thought of some things this go around. And hey, look guys, it took 30 years, but we finally got hood props, or excuse me, hood struts. So no more prop, didn't even come with one. So we are good to go in that aspect. Moving on. Let's take a look at the interior real fast. So in that package I was talking about, they were talking about all the accents and stuff like that with the 401A that you don't get usually with the base. And then, you know, you usually get cloth seats for it, whether the pleather leather here that we have, you get the accented seat belts, which is a nice little taste. And look, I went with a manual. I know everybody has gone 10-speed crazy, but I'm from the old school. So manual is life with these cars. You have more fun driving these cars in a manual than I would an automatic, I believe. Now, if you never drove a manual, I get it, but I would really lean towards if you wanted to learn a manual and get a stick car before there is none, I would look into this Mustang because it is very easy to drive. It almost drives itself. Like I said, with this one, I had a video with Derek. Put it in gear, just let off the clutch slowly, the car just took off. And then once you're out of first, you know, you're okay. But needless to say, we went ahead with a manual 6-speed. And yeah, always manual for life, buddy. I also optioned in the red calipers into this just to give it some type of, you know, spice down there. You could call it my ketchup mustard, the McDonald's ride, whatever suits your fancy with it. But I think they look really good together. Someone mentioned that I should have got the grabber blue ones. I don't think the yellow and the grabber blue makes a good combination. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their own taste. If I didn't get the red, it would have just stayed black. But like I said, it looks nice popping behind that black wheel. Alright, so I also got the active exhaust. There's a bunch of different modes with the active exhaust. I'll try to get into that here in a little bit. You got your normal, well, you got your quiet, your normal, your sport, and your track. Quiet, you definitely can tell it's quiet. Normal, it isn't too bad riding normal. I prefer sport. It's a little more in the deeper side. I think it only cracks it halfway because I don't know if it uses both sides of the exhaust tips. And then you have your track where it opens up everything. And then with the track you get little pops and stuff like that that you don't get in your sports mode. But for my everyday driving, I drive it in sports mode. At least as of right now. I mean, I've driven a car 100 miles, so, you know, I got a minute to figure out what I definitely like. But that is definitely a game changer in these days, because really all you got to do is get a mid-pipe and you're pretty good with the exhaust. They sound so much better than they used to. They're not quiet, or you at least have that option to be quiet if you want. And then in the settings, if you like it in track mode, you could set it to be in quiet mode at a certain hour. So let's say you get up for work at 8 o'clock, you know, people still in bed, whatever. You could have it set to be in quiet mode between 8 and 9. So if you get up for work, you know, it'll be quiet, and then once after 9 o'clock, you know, it'll go ahead and be back to normal. So that's kind of a nice little gig there too. But for the most part, it has the active exhaust in, and I definitely recommend it if you're thinking about it, because they have stepped up their game with the exhaust on these cars. And just to let y'all see, it does have the quads on it, and if you do not get the active exhaust, you will not get quads. You will just get single tips. So this whole valence would be different. It will only handle one tip on each side. So that's something to think about too if you ever want to go the dual exhaust. You know, at least it's set up for it. Just want to show you all the power plant of it all. It is the Gen 4 Coyote. It's supposed to be rated at, for at least this car, at 486. And that is wheel. No, excuse me, that is crank horsepower, not wheel. I know a lot of people on the internet be going, oh, the cars are slow, they're only hitting 400, 420. Well, with the tranny loss and everything, that's about right. They don't average these cars in wheel horsepower. So it might be a little low, and like I said, some of them are in braking periods. There's a braking period supposedly, you know, I don't know. So at 1,000 miles, this car will be dynoed. My buddy down here that owns a shop, a speed shop, hit me up and asked me, you know, will I come dyno the car there, because he's curious about the numbers also. So we're going to go ahead and do that once I get up to 1,000 miles. I think that's what the break-in miles are on this car. I heard 500, heard 1,000. But anyway, that's something to look forward to also. I'm not expecting anything spectacular. But like I said, it is what it is at the moment, and until they get into the tuning and getting all the hop-ups on it, we'll just have to accept it the way it is. I heard that people taking up the carbon traps out of here. I'm probably going to end up doing that at some point. But for the most part, that's what she looks like. It's definitely a nicer than the what is it, the 23s, whatever had the bigger, I think it's the 18 that had the big old flat Predator looking stuff on top. But like I said, this definitely looks a lot better. All right, everybody, so now we are on the inside. As you can see, it doesn't look too much different than the 15 through 23s on the indoor. The materials have been changed, and actually the door line has been dropped a little bit, but for the most part, all the speaker setups and all that is a little different than your other ones, but it is basically the same till you get to here. This whole front end has been revamped, and actually I was a skeptic as well as a lot of people were about these screens. After having it for 2 weeks or so, you tend to ignore them. You know, it's just like everyday driving. They're not, you know, all up in your face. They're not so bad that they're like, oh, they take your attention away. The steering wheel is really nice. It has a flat bottom to it now. Really nice texture on it. So this part right here, the airbag part, at first I thought it was really bulky. I like the lower profile smooth to it, but it's not too bad either. It just seems like for the set of the steering wheel, the diameter versus the center, it seems bigger than what it should be. But you know, I guess if you need to honk your horn, smack it real quick and you're good to go. So let me get this dash going for you. All right, had to go get the key. So right now I'm just putting in accessory mode so things will light up for you. And as you can tell, they've changed the tone in the car, so it's a little different. Right now I have everything in normal mode. It's my default for the starting, and right now it's looking for the map, but I'm in the garage, so it may not pick it up. Same thing for the Sirius and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see here, get all this stuff out the way. It checks your passengers to see if you have seatbelts connected. Your normal dash display, and if you look down here, you have the shock, the steering, and then your car, and then the exhaust. So when you move that around to, let's say, sport or whatever, you'll see an S come over it, or track, or what have you. Let me switch the mode on it real quick. You'll see right now I'm in normal. Sport is where I like it. I'm not too keen on the dash itself. I like kind of the basic setup, but if you see now, your suspension has gotten into sport suspension. Your steering is now a little stiffer, so it's more responsive. Over here, where it just used to be the picture of the Mustang, it's telling you that you're in sport, and the exhaust is in sport. So that is for that one. If you want to go over to, let's say, track, it'll do another change. So with track, as you can see, it disables stuff. It takes out your traction control. I think it doesn't take it all the way out, but it takes it out enough. The whole steering changes to the track mode. Over here you can see the little flag, so it's staying, your suspension is now in track, your exhaust is in track, but your steering is in sport. And then you see the little helmet, so you can start racing. So that's pretty cool. And then let's see here, next one, drag strip, which takes off half the nannies. You know, keeps you, puts everything into a track mode, drag strip mode for the suspension, so it's a little stiffer for your launches, and so on and so on. Keeps the same dash going on for track mode. And then you have the slippery, which I'm not even worried about, but then you have a custom. Okay, a custom is set on your profile. You set your profile in a different area, but once you set your profile and that's what's active, you can go to your profile. So if you can see, I have the normal dash, but my suspension and steering and my exhaust is in track, in sport mode. So that way, when I'm in my profile, you could sit there and mess that around. So if you're in your custom profile, you could have the track exhaust with the sport steering and, you know, normal shocks. So you could kind of mess around with it. I'll show you where that is here in a moment. But that is the gist of this part. It's very informative. You got your big screen here. I wish they had more of a I guess catalog of what there, or just to have the pony there like they did on the older ones, because it's just, do you want to look at your trip, do you want to look at your gas mileage, you know, you know, it's just something. I mean, a lot of people probably like to have this screen up, which is a cylinder head and, you know, all the good information stuff, or it makes you crazy looking at it. Whatever the case, you do have that option. Let me move over to the side screen a little bit here. Put this back here. All right, here is the bread and butter, the side screen for everybody. Right now, this is the way I have my home screen set up. I have my map, radio stations, my phone when it's connected. My home screen is this. If I want to go into, let's say, my features, let's see what we got going on here. You can edit your favorite. Your favorite is that star button right here. What you can do is it'll give you a choice of what you use a lot of. So let's say you're a track person and you go into a track and you want launch control always to be accessible. So you could set that button for your launch control. So all you do is tap it, you turn on your launch control, and then you do whatever, and then you tap it again and it's off. I have the red matching under that for right now. The reason why is the red matching does good, but for some reason they like the red match in first gear, which makes absolutely no sense to me, and it's kind of annoying. You know, you're coasting to a stoplight and it's like right there. It's like you look like a tool bag. So anyway, that to me isn't a good thing, and my wife isn't too much into the red matching, so that way I have that set. So if it's on, all she has to do is tap it. You don't have to look for it, and it's there. So that is kind of a cool feature. You can sit there and set what you need to on the fly right here. You have your Mustang button, which is all your custom apps, and like I said, you got your track apps, so you can sit there and play with your car. You can do accelerator time, brake performance, lap, launch settings, you know, if you want to turn on your drift brake, this is where it goes. Rev matching, line lock, so if you want to do a burnout, you know, you can do it all that way. You have your auxiliary gauges, so if you remember in the older cars, they had the pod right here in the middle. So this way you could kind of exercise what you want to put and go into what you want on your screen. So you, on this one, I guess it's defaulted this way. You know, you get your oil pressure, your battery life, your how many to empty, whatever, and then your G forces. So, you know, if you got lateral, straight, how hard you're launching, yada, yada, yada. And they're customizable, so you just hold down on them and you can change what you need to on them. Let's see. Custom modes. Okay, this is where I was talking about the profile. Right now, it's on profile mine. So I have it as sport suspension, sport steering, but it has the normal drive mode. And then, you know, you have where you have the traction control on. You could have that actually turned off if need be. So it gives you kind of what you want to do. And then the profiles, you have up to 5. So let's say if I want my profile to be on 1, you set it to 1, and then if you do the custom stuff over here on the dash, then that will be your profile that pops up. The only weird thing is it's not like it gives you profile 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. So whatever your profile is set over here, so if I have it set on profile 2, that will be what the custom is. You can't go to 1 to 2. So that's kind of, you know, it would be cool if you could just kind of scroll through it and then go through each profile, because you know you might have more than one profile. You might have a driving profile, a track profile, or what have you. You know, unless there's a way to do it and I don't know how to do it. So like I said, I'm still learning it, so if I'm telling you misinformation, just put it in the comments and let me know. All right guys, so and then you got your my color, so you can sit there and have your primary color and your secondary color on your dash. So right now I have mine with blues and reds. That's the way I like it. That's the way it is. Your ambient lighting, you can have that for whatever color. I think I have it, I have it like an orange for some reason. I don't know why, but I haven't really messed with it too much over here. So that's kind of cool. Your custom themes, I know you've seen this a million times. Right now I have it to match my driver mode, but you do normal, sport, track, you know, and then that's where the Fox body is hiding under there. So you know you can sit there and have you go to old Fox body if that's what you wanted. And that's kind of the gist of that. Your AC and everything, it's kind of confusing. I wish they made hard buttons still for it. I mean, they even have a blank, you know, down here with nothing in it. I don't know why they did that. They could have just threw something in there, fan control, something, I don't know. But with this, you see your fan right there? It is off. That is how you turn on your heat, air, whatever. So if you have it up there, now your AC's on, or at least your fan was on. AC is right here, so you hit it, it turns on, and then you know it sets at whatever level you have it. If you turn it to off, it shuts everything down. Again, I wish they had a hard button. The only hard button they have for it is max freaking defrost. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Right here they have the screen where nothing happens. Hold on, there we go. Where you go into it, you know, you could do your recirculating, your max AC, your dual controls, and then you know those are your options. That's pretty much it. It's kind of basic, you know. You could have it blend in or not blend in. You know, it's kind of a weird setup. So you know, if you hit like you want it in your face, it'll show you. If you want it together, and then if you want like the defrost and that, so you could kind of match it the way you need to do it. Like I said, it takes a little bit getting used to, but it's not a bad gig. It's just, you know, it's something different to look at. The heated seats, right there, it starts off in the off position. Your cool seat, same deal. Want them cold, go this way. Want them hot, go that way. Instead of having a tap, you know, where you do whatever and it does the level, you can kind of pick it yourself. Right now it's off. That's where we need it to be. Right here, I think it's just shadowed out right now because I don't have the car on. That is for the heated steering wheel. So you got that little option now too. Rear defrost, AC. So that's pretty much the gist of the stuff right now that I got going on. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff to it. It's just I don't have the time to get into it. This video is gonna be already long enough as it is. You know, I could talk about this thing forever. It does have the wireless pad, and it does fit a Ultra with a case, so it is good to go. As you see, it just lit up with a case on it, so it has no problems holding your phone these days now. And it just charges it to 100% and then stops charging. And then you got this little I guess it's like a little coin thingy. So it's just kind of, well, is what it is. I just throw the key there. Manual, drift brake / emergency brake / whatever, right? Cup holders. I did have a big cup in here, and the way that they have this positioned is so much nicer than they used to, because at least in my car you would do this and run into it. This you could kind of drive and it'll be off to your side a little bit, so that's kind of a nice thing too. Inside they gave you a place to put your sunglasses. I guess in the older models they had like a kick out over here. Center console is what it is, but hey, for you guys that have the key fobs, if you did not know, everywhere, somewhere in your car, there's a place to start your car even if your key fob's dead. It's kind of interesting. I found it in this car by research because I was looking for something for the Explorer, and I kind of came across it. So in this year model, so let's say your key fob is dead, the battery's out of it, it doesn't start your car, it doesn't recognize it. So under here, you pull this little part off, you see the thing that resembles your key right here? It sits right there. That will start your car even if it's dead, because this transmits right to the to whatever it needs to transmit to. So if your key fob's dead and you think you're stranded, look around your car, because there's somewhere to start it. And another cool thing about the car is it has a proximity sensor. So if you get away from your car and then you come closer to it, the lights will start dancing and doing all sorts of whatnot. So it is kind of cool for that aspect. Is it a performance thing? No, but it's cool factor, you know? So, yep. All right, guys, I know it's been a little long-winded and a lot of information's been dealt out, and maybe some things that I forgot that y'all may want to know. So drop that in the comments and I'll sit there and try to answer it, or we'll make a follow-up video. Like I said, it's kind of, the weather's been kind of crappy today, and I said, well, instead of just sitting here and wasting my life away, let me make a video for y'all. And it's a nice car to make a video on, I believe. So we're gonna end it here. Like, subscribe, you know the deal. Any questions, drop them in the comment. I know it's a long video, sorry for that, but it's how I roll, and that's what I'm doing. So we'll catch you on the next video.
Yeah, yeah. Conscience. Oh, Chanel.
You travel the world looking for